Here we go. Good evening, people. Chris F.E. Jackson here. Now, today I had some rare time off. I got my car sorted this morning, and so the weather was coming in bad today, and the timing was of the essence, really. So I went across to Cornwall, just zipped across on the Tall Point ferry, and on Google Maps here, the Tall Point ferry goes from there. They are there. Look, there's the three Tall Point ferries, and they take it in turns to go over here. And there's a little control tower here on this side. The control tower is there. And on the opposite side, the control tower is it's there. And what they do is as all the cars park up, they have a traffic light system down here. It looks rather busy there. They have a traffic light system here, so when the cars drive down, there's a green light on which tells them which lane to drive in. But what you find is people come down here and they see a line going onto the ferry and they join it without queuing. But the chaps in the control tower, they say to the guys on the ground, registration number so and so, so and so. And so they get down to here and they have to turn around to go back to the back of the queue. Always one, isn't it? Go to the back. Always one, isn't there? And so what they do is they have to queue up again. And by this time, loads more traffic have come in. And so they whiz off. And this happened on the way, and it happened on the way back to a lovely white van man. And he was most perturbed. But anyway, there you go. So don't skip the line. I don't know why I said that for. It's not really interesting. I'm just going to go out again. Now, the first church I went to was somewhere called Maker Church. Now, not what I had planned, but because I was going to go through St. John's here, and I went to Maker first because it was en route, sort of thing, because I came around the houses a bit. And I thought, yeah, let's do Maker first. Let's start where we'd planned. And this church here is not in a village. It's quite a large graveyard. But today it was really overgrown. You couldn't walk through it. You could only stick to the paths. Now, look at this church here. It looks sort of not quite right, does it? It's almost as if they've got three main structures here with an add-on there. And so I thought, well, I'll take a look and make a church is rather interesting because what do they say about it? Make a church. Yeah, the Church of St. Mary and St. Julian would fit in well with Devon Fit. It's almost as red as Exeter Cathedral. As red as Exeter Cathedral. It stands high in the Rain Peninsula, close to St. Julian's Well. It's C15 tower, looking very traditional and un-Cornish. But they have this built on here. This has been added. And the church was restored in 1874. And it's pretty much, uh, of the Victorian age and thereabouts. And the tie is supposed to date to the 15th century, I believe, which is 1400 and something. So yeah, so underwent a major restoration 1874. Now, what you will see, some interesting facts around this. I shan't go on too much. I'll bring on my slideshow now, or I bring on the photographs. I'll zing this across here. So maybe I'll yeah, so this is the first one, and this is the main tower. And as you can see, it the restoration. Around this. There's a new door on there. Same old, same old. You got a window blocked in here. You have these sort of louver vents. I think these open and close, by the way. And this is or let me just go back to Google Earth a minute, because in true Obsidian Alice's recommendation of saying looking at churches, this one also, the tower going straight down the church is pointing east. So well spotted there. A great little fact that. So it reminded me after watching Obsidian Alice's video. If you care to check out her channel, it's called Obsidian Alice. And Rebel Without a Pauses channel, many aspects of these churches and the old stuff that's hidden, which has got me rather interested in looking at, because there's quite a many churches around the place and more in your vicinity, I'm sure, to be looking at. And yeah, it's I've got a sort of bug with this, and I can't let it go. So anyway, without messing about, let's go back to the photos. Let's go back to the photos. Where was I? Right. So yeah, so that was mega church of the town. As you can see, there's four buildings. This is a bolt-on on the end, and right. Let's go to the next one. Oh, that's just a sea view. Just take a few shots. Again, this is with my infrared camera. I found out today that my camera won't record. The record button doesn't work, and neither does it doesn't flip to the screen or the viewfinder. So I'm afraid my P9's playing up again. I did suspect something with the connector, or there's something else wrong. But it takes photos at least. At least that it did that. I'm not going to do a video about repairing it. I'll just do it and be done with it. And yeah, a few more shots. As you can see, these louvers, some of them are open and some of them are closed. I think this is the south side of the tower. And as you can see here, it's very weathered. I'm going to skip through these quite quickly. These blocks almost look as if they could have been added on or renewed at some point. These look older. It could be weathering effects because these certain bricks are old. And that's the other side. That is the south tower. I do beg your pardon, the south facing. And yeah, nothing on this side in terms of a window. But these bricks aren't as new as some of the ones I saw in St Andrews, so these could be 150 years old, perhaps. The masonry is still quite good. This one is obviously a bit more hodged and potched, as you'd expect, but not from the 15th century, right? Which is 1400 and something. Okay, so more close-up shots of the brickwork here that looks to be this type of mica that's growing in what look to be like little sea anemones growing on the rock. And it's living on this rock. It likes this. That's why it's there. This stuff likes it. So whatever this rock is made of, or whatever it used to be, this stuff loves growing on it. There you go. It's food and fuel for it. That's why it's there. Okay, and it's all over this. Look at the status. It could be something to do with salty air because it's quite close to the sea. That shot you saw I took earlier. I'm looking over the sort of field. And this is a sundial. How quaint. I think it's 1768. Okay, that sundial. So, yeah. What time is it? Doesn't say on there. Don't know. Oh, look, modern times. It's 2 minutes to one. Okay. I'll just crack on. This is the door entrance. It was open. You could go in and look at all the swathe of all this stuff around there. This isn't leaching. This is stuff that's growing on the rocks. Sorry, on the building rocks. And again, I took some close-up shots. It is very red. It was very red, and as you can see, it's all been pointed, and there's bits of slate in there and stuff, And that's it. As you can see, it's a minute later, so I'm in tune in line. And on the inside, just into the inside door, there was something there which would have had something in it, but it's been removed, perhaps. And the next one, oh, this is good. No, the holy water stoop found in the churchyard. Oh, so they've created a water stoop. So whatever this was used before, I have no idea, but it's of sandstone origin. They've plonked it in there and said it was found in the churchyard. Great. There you go. Well, just use that for a bit of water, then going in so you can dip it on you, whatever. Wash your hands. Don't know, but there you go. I just thought I'd take a shot of it. And this is looking down the church as I went in. Excuse me. Uh, excuse me. Right, looking down towards. This is looking towards the east from the tower. I'm inside the tower at the base now, and this is all rather interesting. There's probably a couple of these photos. Is there? Yeah, I just took another one. And this is all new. This looks like it could be original. It is quite old sandstone here. Moving on, and again you can see this pointing here. It looks almost oblique. I'm not sure if that is. I've seen that elsewhere too. It's almost as if it could be a different material which is adding strength to it. Who knows? You can read this if you want. It's all about who donated X, Y, and Z. They say the church was restored in 1873-74, reopened for divine service. Now, according to Obsidian Alice in her superb video about the words and everything in the environment and how things have been, how words are for or describes for a purpose. Let's talk about divine as a purpose. And they say reopened for divine service or for divine purposes. Now, divine, if potentially, I suppose if you care to look it up, is another. You have a water diviner. Was it divider? Water divider or diviner? You get a divine, don't you, with the two things to have a look? Yeah. And so you have a divine service, I suppose. You can call for a divine service, perhaps. Yeah. And yeah, so that's that one. And the next one, a juke door. A juke door. And it looks almost as if should it be there? Is this encroaching on it? But this looks part of the original brick. And on this side, going into there is the main door, which you can't go in. And again, this pointing on the brickwork is all relatively new with the sandstone there. Quite an old door. Not sure if that is real. Why juke door? No idea. And these are some. This is the window in the main tower. Again, exposure settings. Just having a look. Somebody having a quick peck on the cheek there, and I don't know what that depicts. And this was an old. Maybe the next one's good. Yeah, I think this is just saying about people donating to the parish, and there's some dates on there which goes from 1809. Back and who left? It says in reactions to the parish of Maker. Apparently, Maker is an old word, Cornish word for wall. Hmm. So yeah, but that's quite high up. Why it was high up, I never know. But look at the brickwork, all this stuff, and that's where it leads up to the bell tower. And go for the next one. And this is the font. This font isn't the original. There's the original one down there. Look, little pot basin. It looks like somebody had sit on. But the interesting few facts here. This was brought up from Cornwall and St. Mirren and put here. Obviously, they're calling it a font and they're using it as a font. It's sort of like it just looks out of place. Again, everything inside this church, it's all been plastered. And this tiling, the tiling, actually these are sort of yellowish tiles. The ones around it are red. Now, this sort of tiling you see here is synonymous with Victorian buildings, and I actually had a house that was built in 1890 thereabouts in Plymstock in Plymouth, which I refurbished quite considerably, and it still had the brass stoop on the doorstep with the brass door furniture. And inside the porch with the original porch glass, vase frosted inside it, there was this tiling as well, all laid out in a nice mosaic pattern, and I recognised these instantly. So this could have been part of the restoration that they had done, and I wonder what was there before. Again, I haven't looked online for any additional photographs or any historic photographs of Maker Church, which is where this is. And yeah, so just looks completely out of place. Yeah, it's a font, okay, and there are some faces on it, and yeah, it's a font. Just looks out of place, out of character with the building and everything. And they you got these faces on it with some, I don't know what they are, bits of rope or something. I didn't bother reading this. It says St. Julian's Well, and yeah, and that's the main door going in. You can see the tiling, all of the tiling here. These doors with the glass, they're obviously relatively new, and they've plastered everything in. And more stained glass on one of the actual, I think it's the one of the side entrances. Yeah, what that's depicting, I've no. And it's funny how these glasses are clear. These two windows here, but more of that later. And oh, it's come in for some reason. Sorry, beg pardon. Come out of that. I think that's the last one there. I think. So let's go to the next slideshow and bring that one across. Right there to there, and let's have a look at this. So this is looking down at one of the one of the windows. Is that further away down there? But there's the organ. You can see the organ. Now you can see this roof here as well. There's you've got one, two, three, and a fourth one. And again, all the walls are plastered, and all these things have been plonked on. I didn't read these, to be honest. I'm past caring about what it says. They've just plonked these on the walls. Look how deep they are. And yeah, I had a quick nose about the organ. There were certain people milling about as well. Musical instruments. You've got the yeah, some sort of organ there he's playing, or some sort of hand instrument, the harp. Cymbals. Hooray! Tea time. Don't know. Making music, making merry. Now this was an old. Maybe the next photo is good. This looked like an old plaque from 1756. OB 26th of April, and it's Mrs. Cracambers or something. Cambayers, Crackerbayers, Grace something. Uh, of birth 26th of April 1766, aged after Earth 53 years. So that's how old she was when she passed away. Very easily missed. It was tucked on the way on the wall on the side of the organ. Very easily missed that. And that's probably a memorial plaque to somebody. And there it is, there you can see. So it's Grace Ayres. Grace Ayres. Ayres. Well, there you go. Was that Mrs. Grace Ayres? Yeah, might be worth looking up. Now, on to some interesting points. Now, in the east and west, oh no, it'd be the south and north of them, they had these pews looking at either side. So you have the altar running up the centre, and these are on the sides. Now, these are actually raised up on plinths. It's actually raised up on plinths here. And you walk along, here's more of that tiling. So this was added in. And you have this other great big inlay here, which was rather interesting. I thought, that's different. I wonder what's under there. No idea. And, this is all raised. Why would they raise it? Why not put it on the floor? No idea. Walk across there, it's a bit hollow. So on to the next one. So I went across the other side. Oh, look, tiling there as well. A bit cracked, but it's all raised. Not sure. Let's have a look. And I looked at, they don't want you walking around the altar, but look, this whole thing's raised as well. And it's a big slab there too. Something hiding behind the curtain. What's behind the curtain? No idea. More tiling, look. They certainly went to town on the tiling, that's for sure. And this is the pulpit there. Again, you've got the altar running this way with more pews. Here's a little kiddies table here with little chairs. And these are all raised too, along here with extra modern tiling in there, look. Yeah, okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, and I took a few shots of shields. Whatever they mean, there's an arm there coming out of something. But yeah, these coat of arms tell a story. Au plaisir forte de Dieu, I don't know. Floriat etuna, forever flowers. Yeah, I don't know. Could be three, whatever that is. It's breathing something. There's 1, 2, 2, 1. No idea. For life or something. I don't know if that's pig. Anyway, I took a few more. Tree, 2. No idea. So we got that stripe again with 3. It could be griffins. Down below, they could be flames or something. Truve, no idea. But I just make a record of these because at least I know I've seen them, and I may see some more. There's nothing short of it. Again, more stained glass window. I mean, this is quite interesting because this window, excuse me, we've seen this type of stuff before. Look at these sort of buildings here. They're all in the same. These chaps. Was it a woman? That's a bloke, is it? Yeah, I don't know what they're depicting. Let's go down and have a look. Interesting is he's S. Joanne's, the Redemptor, and Saint. That's Petrus. Petrus. That's a T, isn't? No, that's an R. T-R. Redemptor. There's a T. Redemptor. That's the T. Is the same as T, and that's the R. Redemptor. Yes. Okay, and that's R. So is Saint Petrus? They're wearing shoes, but he's not. Hmm. So he's saying, what's he saying? He's got two there. He's got two. He's got nothing coloured in there. No idea. Hmm. She's saying, or he's saying, right, just going to write a note. Somebody's dumped in me cup again. Look, somebody's dumped in me cup. Yes, it was me. I had a number 2, and I didn't put my shoes on because I tried to creep up. Oh, you couldn't get into it, Bob, because I've got key. It under me robe. Sorry, here's the key if you want it. Too late, mate. He's already crapped in me cup. Yes, it was me. Okay, so have a look at this. Look, they're all the same, these windows. And we've seen this in the other churches and in the cloisters or where the choir sits. All these, they look like chambers, and some sort of special chamber. You've got like a flame there, like a larger flame, and a similar flame. Is it or light? All culminating up here. If we go down the sides, what's it depicting? So down here we've got some sort of turbulence happening at the bottom, which is coming up. You've got more of the same there, both the same around on each of the 3. Then as we come up, we have some other chambers here, and then we have what looks to be like steam. Is that steam coming up there? Steam. Oh, there was some sort of turbine thing, perhaps, and then coming into another little thingy widget here, and coming into these chambers, and then resonating up here, and whatever. And they're enlightened. Or being enlightened in their little chambers, perhaps. Who knows? Um, oops, sorry. And this, yeah, whatever the shields is depicting, no idea. But this is could be anything. Moving on, again, more of the ceiling where it's all been portrayed, and as a, you know, people could be easily think this was the original. Don't know. And more of the same. Oh, this is quite interesting. Look, there's a sort of turbo blades there. Are these depicting what? Which way are they going? Are they going this way or are they going that way? No idea. Cantua. And here's a hat. Here's the hat. Look, you have the center cross hatch settings with something along here with 2 swirly bits on either side. Could be depicting a process, couldn't it? Maybe, perhaps. One hand all, not in Latin, and they're all one hand all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing in that. And then we have them separated out here, look. And some other process perhaps showing the way with something at the top. And they're all aligned, cross keys or cross purposes. Don't know. Could be a process. And here I'm going to get to the juicy part in a minute. I must just pause for a second. Yeah, so where was I? I'm going to get to the juicy bits now. I just got a cup of tea here. Seems to be blowing a gale outside at the moment. Anyway, where am I? Right, let's catch up. So yeah, we're getting to the juicy part, and here we go. This is I found something. We're going up the center part of that extremity of the building. There's a walkway between the 2 sets of pews which are raised. I was walking on something under a carpet, and I thought, oh, what's that? It's some sort of uneven grate or something. So I pulled back the carpet and I took a photograph. And then I saw that the grates were in sections. That's why the first bit was a bit wobbly. So I thought, ooh. So I just went for it. I rushed the carpet back and I lifted up the grate and I took some photographs inside. I'll show you. There. See, I lifted back the carpet and in true fashion, I'm wearing my Jesus boots. I'm glad I manicured the other day. So this was the great, and it is sectioned there. Look, you see that? Yes, it's sectioned. So I thought, oh, yes, just have a look around. Don't care. There's people moving about very quietly and somber. Look at the tiling. Again, the tiling's all in there. These are raised. So I thought, I might have a look inside. Let's have a look. So I did. I raised it up and I took a picture. And I thought, oh, look, it's going off somewhere. I wonder what's in there. Excellent. And all this brickwork looks to have been perhaps made in the 1874 restoration, perhaps. Who knows? But it's there, people. This is why I want to go to these churches, which are out of the way, because they've not been messed about with too much, but this one has been messed about with, but they haven't bothered doing much to cover this up, apart from put a carpet in and puts a stand at the end. Is the stand, can you see the stand in the end? No, you can't. I'll show it to you later on when I put everything back, and I did. So moving on, this is looking down it, look. It's looking out of the building, so it's going around here somewhere, and all this brickwork, and there's some sort of step there. Probably steps leading out to allow you to come out. So it could have gone down further even. Interesting, isn't it? Look at that, look. Yes. So I just dropped my camera down with the flash, took a few photographs. And that's another one, a bit closer, zoomed in slightly. And all brickwork starting to come away there. Looks like there's something patched in on that side. Don't know. But it's definitely there. Why would that be there? Unless it's for something to come in or to go out, or who knows. But I think this brickwork was added in later. So there could be something else behind here. I don't know. But it's there nonetheless. And there it is. And this carpet extended all the way up there between these two pews, which are raised. And there was this wooden block. It's not very heavy, nothing on it. I moved it out of the way. So I put this one back down. I went up to the other end and then took some photos on the other side. So I raised this up and people were, they were looking. But, hey, I was there. Maybe never to go back, but I thought I grabbed the opportunity. Yes. So I laid it back down. Look, it looks normal now, doesn't it? Yes. You would never know it's there. Except it's a wobbly walkway. So then I got to the other end, and look, as luck would have it, at the other end, I moved the block of wood there. It was like a stand thing, nothing on it. It's plonked there, so you wouldn't move it. I did. And this sectioned here too. There's another bit of something under that one, but nothing important. So I thought, well, what should I do? Some gravestone there. I never actually bothered looking at that, but uh, perhaps I should have done, but never mind. Next photo. There's the steps I showed you. These are steps to walk out, I'm sure, perhaps. And yeah, I thought, oh, this time I actually got in. And I that's me. I'm inside now. I'm below, and I'm looking down. This is the other end. So as you can see, there's this other section here. I'm pointing to it. I mean, I'm stupid. I've got a mouse there. And there's this section here, and nothing there. It was just complete brick as well. So that's been bricked up. So something would come in, maybe, and get to the altar, as Obsidian Alice said, altar alternating, and there could be something coming in the other end, but all the other side has all been slated and tiled over as well. And as you can see, that's it's all pretty much in, and there's the brickwork's not too good there. It's been stepped there by the look of it, added bricks. So yeah, and I took a closer shot of the brickwork, all red, an even closer look at the brickwork. Pretty patchy. You wouldn't be happy if a house was built like that, would you? No. But this was all been hidden, so quality didn't really matter. Slap it in there, get it done. And again, closer look at the dodgy brickwork with the orifice at the end. And yeah, there it is, the grate up. I put it back down again, and everything's back to normal, as you can see. And I'm wondering if that's just hiding something there, and everything's plastered in. And as you can see, these pews here, which are going this way, the altar is going this way in front of it. So along here is the altar. And yeah, looking down towards as you can see, the altar's on the right and the organ. The arches going down the center aisle are slightly offset. I thought they would have been directly opposite, but they aren't. They're slightly offset. and a few more gravestones. And another interesting bit here was I was just taking a look at these, and part of the one behind was covered up. And I noticed this bit of wood and some metal here, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So, without much ado, I moved the pew. Yes, I did. Oh, look, Jesus boots again. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to get my feet in there. I could have done better with the manicuring on the big right tool, but never mind. Uh, and then I moved the pew out, and there's these iron girders. They look like H girders. And I actually took this bit home with me because I thought, that's loose. I'll have that. And I got it. It's just old iron. It's all rusted away, so it must have been there for some time. Uh, Whether it was recent or what. That's a bit of wood I moved out of the way. And I did actually put the pew back. Made a bit of noise, but when in Rome, eh? And as you can see, it's all pretty much spent and eroded away. I mean, to make these H beams like that, these girders, it would have been forged. So you'd have been talking in the sort of Victorian times, I guess. But I'm not sure what the structure was for or used in. But obviously, they just tucked it away underneath. I suppose just the fact that it's there inside a church, that's supposed to be from the 15th century. A few more shots of it, and I took a few more shots of the brickwork in and around the tower. I mean, if you could be forgiven for thinking that these are blocks of meat, just squished together, couldn't you? Eh? And yeah, to the eye they were sort of reddy brown. And I found this little ringlets, this iron ringlet there. There's only one of them, and you can see the sandstone there with the old brick. It's right in the corner. I've got a picture next to show you where it is. That's it there. And there would have been something coming down there. It could have been for the flag. Who knows? But the fact that it's there, I just thought I'd point it out. And yeah, look at the old brick. It looks almost fleshy, doesn't it? Mm, an old chalice there. The Holy Grail. Who knows? And yeah, more internal brick. This is inside the tower. Yeah, they've not plastered this. No why? No idea why. And that's the very front door on the tower. As you can see, the old original sandstone, perhaps, with a new door. They've made a good job of that door, I've got to say. Quite a good fit. Maybe they don't open that one because they can't. But there's a key in the door. Perhaps I could have opened it. I should have tried. There you go. And that's the last parting shot of the church itself, looking straight down to east. They look as if they are in. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, look, you see the tiling effect is a bit better there. Sort of Victorian all the way down, with the pews on the left and the right raised. And we're back to I just took a few parting shots. We're going outside now. Here we are outside. This is the bit which has been bolted on. Token graves. I'm sure these are token. You know, they're they just, and as you can see, all the way around the church there's this gully as well, and I think it actually goes a bit further down, if I'm honest. And all the graveyard was all grown over, like with the weather we've had recently. As you can see, coming around, there's this gully. It's been filled in to a certain extent. It all looks like cement's been poured in there, and obviously the level of the ground is higher than what the foundation of the church is. That's the back of the church, and you've got the three, and then there's the fourth one. You can see where it's been added on in quite sympathetic terms, I would say. More token graves surrounding there. You wouldn't want to be digging in here, would you? Not really. Be interesting if you could. Yeah, you can see it there, that join. So, I wonder what was there. Looks like a cross, doesn't it? Anyway, and the roofing looks quite good as well for modern times. I'd be happy with that on a house now. That sort of slate work. And you see the weathering on the tower. And the gully, right, that's going down the back of the church wall, is the east side, the drainage. Mm. As you can see, how overgrown the whole thing is. That's on the north side, running around the church, coming around the other side, heading back towards the tower now. Here's the door. Look, there's the door. So look at the height of the ground compared to the door. I thought I nearly missed that. Oh, look, there's Karen there. Hello. So yeah, look at this door. So how much of that is beneath the ground? You see, and yeah, it's blocked up. And inside the church, there's a kitchenette which was put in, so you can't actually see the other side of that because it's all plastered. Yes, wish I was plastered. And there's the, I think that's the front again. Two windows. Not sure what that is there. No, don't know. And I think, yeah, I just took a few more shots of the sandstone surrounding the door. But the stuff that's growing on it, look at that. They look like sea anemones, don't they? So look. Yeah, furry little things. But they're living on the rock. And as Mick said, they're parasitic, they're parasites. But this sort of mica stuff, it loves it. Hmm, yeah, could be the salty air. Yeah, it's all over. Oh, and this side, the south side, they filled it in with concrete because I go around that and have a look. Yeah, it's a lot higher. It's not as deep as the other side. See, it's quite close. Hmm. Not as deep. And there we are. That's Make a Church. And onto the onto the next one. Let's get rid of that one. And I went to St. John's, which I thought was St. John's. And let's come out a bit. Where's me marker? Did mark it. Didn't I mark it? Yes, there we go. Oh, Commonwealth Graves. I came across this one. This one's quite interesting. Not so interesting. Look at the size of the graveyard here. It's quite large. Again, it was so overgrown. So I parked down here and we walked up here and around. You couldn't get in this one, it was locked. So I'll go back to my photographs because I think it's the next one on from here. So yes, this is us uh, walking up here. There's a path right on the side here. You can come up. So I got about halfway and took a photograph. And this is it here. This was not the church I imagined it was. I think that's further away somewhere. But heavens, I just thought I'd take a look. Again, there's so many graves here. I didn't see anything older than 1700. But you couldn't get in this one. It was locked. I just took a snapshot of one going past it. Jago, 1910, 1893. Yeah, okay. And we just had a walk around. And the brickwork on here, as you can see, it's almost as if this building has been repurposed as a church for Commonwealth graves. And yeah, not a lot. And look, it just looks so good and pristine. The brickwork is just too good. It's been repurposed as a church. There's not even a tower there, and it's just, uh, it's done in a way to make it look as though it is a church when it was probably a municipal building of some sort way back in the day with no date stamps on it. Nope, got some oldish brick there, but the red brick has been done in sympathy with this sort of overreaching arch to give it some sort of principal protruding of the building of some sort. Yeah, and no real pictures in the stained glass windows. So it could be a place of prayer. Not sure. They're collecting the water there. Don't know if that's illegal actually. Um, yeah, a few shots of that. And that's the front. It looks pretty drab, doesn't it? Pretty old. Again, no dates on it. I think, not sure why that's up there. I don't even think there's a bell. Commonwealth Graves, it's called. And I think the notice there is just a boring coronavirus thing. Even there on something that's locked up, you can't get in. Nope. And again, and yeah, pretty disappointing. There is a stained glass window there around the back. And as you can see, the graveyard completely overgrown. And just took a walk down, and that was it. Not a lot to see, I'm afraid. Nothing much to report, and that's it. Walking down the centre path. Yeah. Oh, and right at the bottom, there was the stream of water, and straight up is the church, or I call it a municipal building. Yeah, so definitely running water there. And that, as they say, is it. So let's go back to Google Earth. Now, so that was the Commonwealth. So you've got water running down this way. And the other church I didn't get to, sort of ran out of time, was St. John's. I thought I had a pin in that one. Where is St. John's? Let's come out a bit more. Ah, there he is. There he is. Now in this one, again, where are we? North is at the top. And if we can see there, it's facing east. There's the tower. It's in the trees. So if I turn the map around, hang on to your seats, people. The Earth's spinning for real. Here we go. So if I take a look at this side, so this view, you'll be able to see it. So it's never eat shredded wheat. So that is east again. So note to Obsidian Alice. Shout out Obsidian Alice, Kathy. Again, it's been built the same way. So I should have got to this one. It's all a bit hidden from view, really. There is a cross on there. You can actually get down there. So if I do my... No, it doesn't want to see. Oh, will it? Yeah, if I get to there. Oh, there we are. Well, does that show it to me? Uh, I think that's a house. And it's there, I think, hidden by the trees. Yes. Come around the corner, shall we? Come that way. Come on. Come on. Go that way. Is that it? Let's have a look. Nope. Where is it? Oh, it's all overgrown. Ah, there we are. So it's in behind there. I came out that way, I think. Yeah. Oh, there's a bird taking off. Yeah, it's in behind the trees. Not to worry. So yeah, how long's it been going now? Oh my goodness me, it's 43 minutes. So I think with that, I need to get to this one. Obviously going to Moreton. Is it Moreston or Moreton tomorrow to have a look at that Sir Robert Stephen Hawker Church in North Cornwall. And while I'm here, I shall actually bring it back around and I shall show you where I plan to go tomorrow. It's up here somewhere. Moreton is down here somewhere. It's coming to here. I know it's here somewhere. Perhaps I should have pulled it up on the map. Let's have a look at the. Let's move me out of the way. St. John's. More Western. No, is it more? Moreton. 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 I can't seem to remember what it's called. More Western. Morwenstow. Bude. That's the fellow. Morwenstow. I can't seem to remember that name. And the fact that I can't remember that name leads me to think that, well, why can't I remember that name? Morwenstow. I seem to have a problem remembering what that is. Maybe there's something keeping me from remembering it, or maybe the fact that I've been kept from remembering it is why I keep thinking, why am I not remembering what it's called? So it's calling me to it. Probably Robert Stephen hawker. Stop, behave yourself, because I'm going to see this tomorrow. You can see there's a tower there. Look at the shadow. Actually, saying that, you can actually look at the sunlight, can't you? You can actually bring it around. Look, I mean, the shadow's not moving, but they're changing the color of the ground. You see that? Check the sunlight. So they're making it up as they go along. Can you see that? Now, it says you can actually, for the time of day, change the position of the sun. But look, the shadow's not moving on Google Earth. It's lying. They're making this light up as they go along. Even it's rubbish. Look at this. So 10:36 p.m. The shadow's not changed. Say to 8:12 a.m. in the morning. You rubbish people! How very dare you! And the vicarage, I think, is this house here. I think that's up for sale at the moment. So Mowenstow in Bude, yes. So this is going to be rather interesting. If it's, I just hope it's open. Now you see these churches here. These are the ones which probably haven't been messed about with too much. I'm hoping. And see if I bring that out a bit more. Let's have a look at the sun again. Let's do. It's not cheating. Something's going on. But anyway, as you saw, the tower is the tower shadow didn't change. Google. So there was another church down here somewhere, which is not within walking distance, which looked quite interesting also on its own patch of land outside of a village. Perhaps I can pull that in some other time. I thought I had it marked, but I don't think I have. It's in a little enclave somewhere. I'm wasting time now. Anyway, perhaps another time. But yeah, with that, people, I shall. Well, we are looking north, yes, and Mornstow is on the cards. Not exactly easy to get to from. It looks quite as the crow flies, not too bad, but I know I'm going to be doing this all the way up. It'll take a few hours, I'm sure, but if the weather's fine, yeah. And incidentally, while I'm here, just look at this land here. It looks almost porous, doesn't it? You could imagine if this whole land started shaking. I don't think my camera's held up now. Hang on. Something glitched there. But if this whole land started shaking, that water would just rise up through, I'm sure. Anyway, there's China clay. But look at the mess they've made of that. Look at the area they have down there. Disgusting. Anyway. So with that, people, I shall leave it there, and thank you for watching. More to come. More to come. Goodbye.